Good morning, good morning. This is Lady Danny from Landed Gentry's Handcrafted Herbals, coming to you live from the Royal Borough of South Philadelphia. For those of you that are watching the replay, thanks very much. For those of you that are watching live, thank you too. Today we're going to talk about magnesium. And we're going to do a quick DIY on how to make your own magnesium oil. Okay, hi, good morning. In the kitchen today because I wanted to show you how really easy it is to make DIY magnesium oil. I do apologize for the glare, but I'm at an angle. I'm getting funky light from like both my backyard as well as overhead lights, but you know, you do need to see. So, first of all, I will apologize because this is going to sound so super easy, but when I tell you what the savings is going to be on this, you're going to be absolutely amazed. The other thing is, usually people are wondering, like, why do I even need magnesium? It doesn't sound like, you know, something if I take a vitamin, don't I get it? If I'm eating right or healthy, don't I get it? And yes, you do get magnesium in certain whole foods that you will eat. It's contained in things like spinach, pumpkin seeds, chard, yogurt, figs, avocados, bananas, even dark chocolate does have some magnesium in it. But really what we're finding is that men should have about 400 to 420 milligrams a day. Women should have approximately 310 to 320 milligrams per day. And sometimes with the raping of the land, there really aren't the same kind of trace minerals that used to be available in the land and transferred into food anymore. And because of that, morning Jess, it is important to make sure that you keep your magnesium levels up. Now, what happens if you don't have magnesium levels or have enough of them? Well, it can cause a number of problems. It can cause you issues with your heart. It can cause you issues with skin. Really, proper magnesium consumption does result in smoother skin. It helps to balance out your blood sugar. It can help give you fewer headaches. It can help with muscle recovery, especially if you're working out. It can also help if you're having muscle spasms. It can also help you sleep better, which is a big one. But it also plays into hormonal things like if you're having anxiety or if you're just really tense, or if you're just feeling incredibly run down. So magnesium does play a number of functions. It's one of those things that's needed to help other enzyme or enzymatic functions. So it is good to have it into your diet. So lately, what's been happening because people aren't getting enough of it. Good morning, and thanks for sharing. A lot of people have been recommending magnesium sprays, like this one, although others are available. Basically, this is a 12-ounce spray, and this runs about $12.95. And, you know, hey, you're probably really cool with that. I bought the first one myself. No shade here. But then I realized how stupidly, ridiculously easy this is to make. So I decided to start making my own. And I'm sure after I show you this 2-ingredient, you will want to make your own as well. So let's get started. First thing is you need water. Distilled water is the preference. Now, if you have a Brita or you have some other filtered water, that's fine. But the reason that you really want distilled water is the distillation process has already taken out a whole bunch of microbes so that the water is as pure as it can be. If you're going to take the time to make this, why not make it so that you can actually keep it? If you use filtered water, you use other water in your house, you can still use it, no problem, but it's not going to keep as long as it would be if you use distilled water. So that's number one, distilled water. The second is you will need magnesium chloride flakes. I just happened to get the ancient mineral ones. This bag, and I'll do the cost breakout soon, is something that I bought. You can get it on Amazon. Again, other companies are available, but you definitely want the magnesium chloride flakes, okay? And all you're going to do is, I'm making this in a smaller bottle. I am doing a 1-cup bottle so that it's just easy for me to spray, use, make again, and refill. Okay, but when I tell you the breakout on price, it'll be based on a 12-ounce bottle, which is this size. So all you're gonna do, I have 1/2 cup of the magnesium flakes, and to that, this is distilled water I've already had boiling. All I'm gonna do is measure out, because you wanna add, it's 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of the boiling distilled water onto the flakes. And then I am going to mix this up so everything becomes incorporated. And that's why you need the boiling water. And it will take a little bit of time, but all of this will dissolve. And then after it dissolves, all you need to do is let it cool, and you put it in a spray bottle, and then you can use it. Now, I know this sounds like, how easy was that? Seriously. And the flakes are almost all done, so now it will just be a matter of cooling. Okay, so everybody's next question is usually, well, why do they call it magnesium oil if it's really just magnesium chloride flakes and water? I'll tell you, because when you feel it sprayed on, it does have kind of an oily texture. Okay, when you rub it on, it does have an oily texture. Let me tell you something else that will happen when you use it. The theory is, and I'm not really sure if I buy this, but here's the whole theory, is if you haven't used it before, you will get a tingling on your skin. And as you become, and usually that's supposed to signify that you have a deficiency in magnesium. And then as you use it more and more, and your levels start to build up, then you won't feel the tingling so much anymore. On occasion, I still feel the tingling, and I use it almost every day. So what I would suggest is, if you are new to the process, you might want to do it somewhere where you're going to feel it less. Like either somewhere that has more adipose tissue, like if you have heavier thighs, spray it there. If you want to put it on your soles of your feet because you feel like that's like less stingly and burny, then do it on your feet. You can also, it's recommended that you just spray it on your tummy and rub it in from there. Basically, if you have a 12-ounce bottle like this, if you do 8 sprays, that is equivalent to 1 milligram of magnesium. Like I said, for men, they're saying you need about 400 to 420. For women, about 310 to 320 milligrams per day. So this is not going to give you massive amounts. You would get more massive amounts if you ate something like spinach, because a cup of that gives you like 153 milligrams in a day. And that's just 1 cup. But what you want to do is just make sure that you have enough of it in your body so that you're protecting all those functions that we talked about. So you're getting a better night's sleep. So your muscle recovery is better. So you're dealing with the muscle spasms. Now, some people say, well, hey, that's pretty good. And I can understand why you want to use magnesium chloride. But what about like milk of magnesia? Because that's magnesium citrate. Yes, that can help. However, magnesium citrate is not something I would recommend for people to take internally every day. If you're taking magnesium supplements, sometimes it can upset your tummy, whereas this is absorbed quickly through your skin. And some people say, hey, well, why can't I do this with Epsom salt? Because that has magnesium in it as well. Yes, it does. It's magnesium sulfate. And that will work as well. However, magnesium sulfate tends to be a little more drying to your skin, and it's not quite as readily absorbed as the magnesium, God, I forgot it for a second. Magnesium chloride. So what you want to do is, if it's at all possible, go for the magnesium chloride. Don't use a lesser expensive Epsom salt, and seriously, don't start drinking massive amounts of magnesium citrate, because that can cause you stomach issues as well. And this is just easily and readily absorbed through your skin. In fact, they've done a study in Britain. It was an herbalism study where they actually found that people who did this over the course of 12 days had increased their magnesium absorption by about 25%, which helped all the functions that we talked about: your muscle recovery, fewer muscle spasms, fewer headaches, the ability to sleep better, enzymatic functions working. So it might be something you want to try. Now, like I said, when I originally bought this, I bought it on Amazon. It was $12.95 a bottle. If instead you buy 1 bag of the Ancient Minerals, which I think was $9.95 for me, and a gallon of the distilled water, which was $1.58 for me, broken down into 12-ounce bottles, that means I actually paid, what was the total here? I think $11.60 for the ability to make 4 of these, which brought down my price to $2.90 a bottle. I don't know about you, but personally, I'd rather spend $2.90 a bottle for that, I don't know, like half a minute that it took me to get the magnesium into the water and just let it cool down and use, versus $12.95 a bottle. That's just economic sense. So if you want to do your own, like I said, it's very easy to make. In the time that, well, less than this video, you can have that together. And the biggest thing you're going to be waiting for now is cooling time, so you can put it into a bottle and spray. And $2.90 versus $12.95, I think that's a no-brainer. And especially if you're doing, there are times when, in order to pursue health, you're going to have to pay a little bit more. This is not one of them. So save yourself some money, stop buying the pre-made stuff, make it yourself. And that way you also, if you're using distilled water, it will keep for several months. The last one that I made, I actually used it all before, I would say about 3-4 months. So you can make as much as you need. All you have to remember is it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're doing a half a cup of boiling water, you're using a half a cup of the magnesium chloride flakes. That is it. And then you can go from there. So that is my little chat for the day. I hope that for those of you that want to try it, for those of you who are having issues sleeping, for those of you who are having issues with hormonal things or just feeling anxious or your mood feels, hi sweetie, thanks for coming in. Then please just give it a try. It's a very quick, easy thing that you can do. You can teach your kids to make it. You can teach your other family members. You can even, if you're a community organization and you want to show other people in your community how to do this, keep together. Spend like the, $10 to buy this and the $1.59 to buy the water, and then make up bottles for everybody and encourage them to use it. For people that are having issues with, they just can't get their mojo working, they need their energy boosted, they're having problems with aches and pains, you simply showing them how to do this. Knowledge is power. Share it. That's what I'm doing. That's it for the day. Remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, just try and be better people. I'll be back Friday with Health Focus Friday. We'll talk about all the latest news for health and wellness and what's being talked about in the media, and we'll have a little discussion. In the meantime, have a great Wednesday. See ya.